So we got the news, I guess, this morning, late last night,
Late last night, yeah.
that Canadian legend, singer-songwriter Gordon Lightfoot had passed away at age 84. Wanted to talk to a couple of people, hear some tributes, and there have been many already, including one from the Prime Minister earlier in the day today. But just to bring you back, Gordon Lightfoot and so many songs that so many of us remember from over the years.
If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. In the early morning rain, rainy day people always seem to know when it's time to call. Later that night when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stair. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. I'm telling you that you're beautiful.
And that's just a small sample of the incredible talent of Gordon Lightfoot. Interesting, the big tributes are paid by people in that business like this.
Gordon Lightfoot's arguably the most important artist that Canadian music's ever produced in the mainstream or otherwise.
They should have him in the history books, the grade 5 history books that they should be teaching about him in school.
Whether it's a young singer-songwriter or an older singer-songwriter or a musician for that matter who's grown up in Canada, they will have been impacted in some way by Gordon Lightfoot and by his music.
He, to me, is one of the greatest examples of timeless singer-songwriter. A man dedicated to the word and to the tune.
Burton Cummings, Sarah McLachlan, and of course at the end, Geddy Lee of Rush and their tributes to Gordon Lightfoot. Montreal concert promoter Rubin Fogel, I called him this morning, or actually texted him to say, you've had a chance to book Gordon Lightfoot over the years. Would you mind sharing some of the stories if you actually had a chance to sit and talk to him at all? Rubin is on the line right now. Thanks for being here, Rubin.
Yeah, hi, Aaron. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Rubin.
So over the years, you've had a chance to meet him, talk to him. What can you tell us about Gordon Lightfoot?
Well, I worked with him starting in 2006. Ironically, like Leonard, he didn't perform in Montreal since 1993. Leonard came back in 2008. Gordon came back in 2006. I worked with him 5 times since. The loyalty and the relationship with him and his fans was really something special. He really lived to perform on a stage. That's pretty much all he wanted to do for most of his life, aside from obviously writing songs.
I was saying how he's been there for, like, he's just always been with us, Rubin. And so you feel like you know him, and he feels almost like family. And I'm wondering, for people who actually did know him, like yourself, did he immediately kind of instill that feeling, like an old friend?
Yeah, I mean, we talked casually each time he was in town. I mean, he was warm, he was personable, he was engaging. He talked about his past years from time to time in Montreal. He started off in the mid-'60s twice playing at the New Penelope. Wow. He played a full week at the Penelope in 66 and 67. And then from then on was playing Place des Arts on a regular basis. Believe it or not, from 1970 to 72, he performed 10 concerts at Salle Wilfrid Pelletier at Place des Arts.
Holy moly.
That's incredible. That's like he played to over 30,000 people in the theater over a period of just 3 years. And then he came back regularly all the way up to 1993.
Wow.
And then why not after 1993? Was that his health issues?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if he was actually off the road for a while. But he regularly played in Toronto, as you know. He played sit-down weeks at Massey Hall forever. When they reopened Massey Hall in 2021, I was privileged enough to attend it. Tom Rush was his special guest, which was really quite special. And he played a 3-night a 3-night stand. His third night was his 170th performance at Massey Hall.
Holy moly.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
nobody has come close.
What an icon.
You know, someone said he's the archetypal Canadian
Yeah.
singer-songwriter, and I don't think anyone could disagree with that. And the respect he has, admiration he has from people in the business, never mind fans, has been remarkable. I think today Billy Joel was one of the people who came out and said, you know what, one of the greatest
Bob Dylan.
gifts to music ever. So, you know, Rubin, first of all, thank you very much. I think you might want to hear this. So Andy Kim reached out to me a little earlier this afternoon and told a story about having met Gordon Lightfoot. I want you to hear what he said.
Hi, my name is Andy Kim. I met Gordon Lightfoot in 1968 at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. The moment I saw him, I knew I needed every ounce of courage to go up and introduce myself. I reached out my hand and said, "My name is Andy Kim, born and raised in Montreal, and my first record just landed on the Billboard charts." Boy, I was babbling. I didn't know what to say, what to do. I just stared at him. "This is my first tour, and I'm honored to meet you. I'm such a huge fan. I have all your albums. I'm so excited to meet you." He just stared, smiling and nodding his head. And then I said, "Thank you for your time." As I was ready to walk away, I asked, "Any advice for me?" He said, "Yeah, make sure you get paid in Canadian dollars." I will always love Gordon Lightfoot for not only his talent, but for his friendship and his deep understanding that all artists travel the same road. I will miss you, Gordon, but you're with God's special angels right now. On to the light.
At times I just don't know.
Nice tribute, huh?
I'll say.
Montreal's own Andy Kim on the passing of Gordon Lightfoot. And I mentioned earlier as well, the Prime Minister today weighing in on this as well. Here's some of what he had to say.
I want to take a moment first to remember Gordon Lightfoot, one of Canada's greatest songwriters and just an extraordinary Canadian icon. He loved this country with an incredible deep passion and was extraordinarily humble about it as well. I remember spending a little time with him a few years ago when he was playing for Canada's 150 on Parliament Hill and was touched by his
kindness, because we didn't get the end of that. Thank you, the Prime
But
Minister.
we get the
Yes,
message,
I think you
for
do.
sure.
So, you know, I mentioned, we were talking about this off the top of the show today. Everybody has a favorite Gordon Lightfoot song or one that you remember. And I was listening to this morning, and Andrew was talking about how a specific song meant so much to him at that time in his life. And that's what it's like. And I talked about a song for me that is not one of Gordon Lightfoot's best remembered songs, I don't think, or charted songs.
Which one you love?
Yeah, because for whatever reason, at the time I was listening to this on an 8-track in my car, I just thought this was the coolest song. And it's about a girl, a young girl I think it's in a northern Ontario town, who comes into the city looking for work, you know, her life, whatever. And she gets a job as a go-go dancer in a bar, meets a guy, gets her heart broken. It's called Go-Go Round, and it's just one of those songs that even now, not having heard it for, I'm sure, 30 or 40 years, I still probably know every word in this particular song. So that's the kind of effect that a Gordon Lightfoot song had in the past, at least on me. And everybody, I'm sure, who knew him, knew his music, has that kind of a story.
I agree.
Special, special man. Gordon Lightfoot, gone at 84.
Alone upon the sidewalks of despair, 'twas there she wandered, with her suitcase in her hand, her fate she pondered. Only a go-go girl in love with someone who didn't care. She met him on a night so rare when her friends were there and the band was grooving. When he gave a glance that said how much